Hello class, good day. This is our lecture for Architectural Design 3. Our topic for today is deeper visual thinking and graphic analysis. So we're going to look at some examples of schematic drawings, the design process where it starts after the site analysis. We're also going to review the sun path diagram today. First, let's review the site analysis. We have this simple diagram here which shows our site, the orientation of the site, where the north points to, and the sun path here from the east, the sunrise going to the west where the sun sets. And we also have constants like the northeast monsoon or the amihan and the southwest monsoon. So this is pretty much how you are going to draw it on paper or present it. But as we look at it, when we analyze the site, it's not two-dimensional, it's three-dimensional. So I'm going to show you this sun path diagram, which is three-dimensional, starting as you can notice here, the north, south, east, and west. So nabanggit ko na before na hindi nagbabago yung direksyon ng araw. It's only because of the rotation of the earth and how it revolves around the sun. Kaya nagkakaroon ng gantong variations during winter solstice, the equinox, and the summer solstice. So, for our location, which is in the northern hemisphere, ganito yung itsura niya. So, starting from the east going to the west, kung mapapansin ninyo, tuwing winter solstice, na banggit ko to dun sa unang video, na ang araw parang mas mababa from the horizon. And then, tuwing summer solstice, parang mas mataas yung tirik ng araw. So that has something to do with the tilt of the axis of Earth and yung rotation. So yun yung mga factors that explains itong diagram na ito. So this is what you can expect every year. And ganyan yung magiging trend. So hindi ko alam kung sino sa inyo ang flat earther, pero itong diagram na ito and principle na ito, nakabase talaga dun sa pagiging round ng Earth and yung the fact that it rotates and it revolves around the sun. So, hindi na natin pagdedebatihan yan, ha? Okay. So, I'm going to show you a video para mas lalo natin maintindihan ito and how it works. May kita ninyo itong website na to na sun-direction.com, and then you can simply look for the location or yung site ninyo. Pwede ninyong hanapin, pwede ninyong i-move yung map, and then you can also set the date, and we can check kung paano yung magiging path ng sunlight starting from the sunrise going to the sunset. So, makita ninyo yung diagram nakapatong na doon sa image ng map. And we are going to manipulate this and see kung paano yung path niya. So, nag-start tayo. Wala pa. That's 3 a.m. Pagpasok ng 6 a.m., na-highlight na yung right side. So, yan yung beginning ng sun path. Yan, from the east going to the west. So, yung orange line on the left, that's the sunset, nasa west siya. Okay? So, ganyan. Pinakita niya yung movement ng araw doon sa ibabaw ng site. And then, next that I did is to change the date. So, ang susunod na date niyan is December 25. So, this time, malapit-lapit na sa winter solstice. Kaya, nandun na sa ibaba yung linya, yung path. Which means, mas mababa ng kaunti yung sun path from the horizon. I tried another date in 2021, around summer. So, pinili ko itong April the 1st. So, tumaas ng kaunti yung sun path natin kasi malapit na sa summer yan. And then, so tinrace natin ulit. So, hindi nagbabago yung direction ng araw. Sa east pa rin siya nagsisimula and nagsiset pa rin siya sa west. So, next date that I picked is malapit-lapit naman sa summer solstice, which is in June. So, ganun pa rin, tinrace pa rin natin. So, mataas-taas siya sa horizon this time. Okay, so that explains yung sun path natin. Hindi siya isang direction lang or isang height lang. Pero, nagmo-move siya according to the season. So, I tried moving the tracker sa ibang location. So, you can do that as well. So, this is from andrewmarsh.com. It's one of the apps. So, ganun din, pwede kang mag-pan doon sa map, which is in the upper left. And you can also choose from the map services provided. So, ngayon, nakaset siya sa Wikimedia Maps. And then, pwede kang pumili dyan. Pero, I think hindi pa naglo-load. So, I tried searching for Manila as a general location. So, just pick Manila. So, kung nakita nyo, nagbago yung nagbago yung sun path niya according dun sa location. So, let's just rotate this model here. Given na kasi yung model niya dyan para makapag-study tayo ng shadows. So, inorient ko lang siya this way wherein nasa taas yung north, baba yung south. So, makikita natin yung arrow na color blue and yung dot na red, that's supposed to be the location of the sun according dun sa time. So, dito naman sa lower left corner, this is where we can set the time or the season, rather. So, dito, April 2 hanggang dumating ng December. So, umaakyat yung yung axis, kumbaga. So, yan yung height niya from the horizon. So, I tried searching for another place. So, this time, Vancouver. So, ayan, yung sun path niya, mas mababa. Ganyan, mas mahaba yung shadows na na-produce. Kasi nga, they are, mas mataas sila from the equator. Kaya ganyan, that explains it. So, pwede mong iset yung time. Kaya may mga oras sila na sa atin maliwanag pa sa kanila, gabi na. So, ganun din. It's their location. Mula dun sa, source nung sunlight. So, in relation to that. Dahil mas malapit tayo sa equator, that's why ganito yung itsura ng sun path natin. And we're also in the northern hemisphere. So, I tried tweaking itong nasa upper left and then, yan. So, in this particular date in April, may kita nyo yung movement ng sun from east to west as expected. And then, kung ano yung time. So, itong time na to, obviously, madilim na. Pero I just tried rotating this model para makita din natin kung paano yung sun path niya from a different view. So, makikita nyo doon sa likod ng buildings, sumisikat yung araw and then going to set towards the front of the model, which is west side of the building models here. So, ganun lang. I tried replaying it para malaman yung shadows. So, if you're already using SketchUp, pwede nyo din gamitin ito. You can set the geolocation to the coordinates of the site. So, that was just a review. We'll go to our assigned topic for this week. So, adjacency matrix, you can also call this as proximity matrix or It's a diagram. So, pag sinabi nating matrix, madami kasing klase ng matrix. At ito, specifically, ang purpose niya is to for us to know the adjacency of the spaces o yung mga functions ng design natin. So, una dyan, programmed uses in the rows and adjacency references in the columns can summarize the desired spatial relationships among multiple program elements. For example, nagde-design ka ng isang building containing areas or rooms or functions na integrated into one structure. So, it's really important na alam natin kung ano yung dapat magkatabi, ano yung dapat walang access sa isa't isa. So, the spatial relationships fall into one of 4 categories. Ang pinaka-common dyan, una, adjacency is essential. Ibig sabihin, yung dalawang rooms ba na yun or areas na yun, kailangan magkatabi sila right next to each other, or pwedeng yung room na yun, yung isang area is within another area, so that's also possible. And then, the second one is adjacency is desirable but not essential. So, okay lang na magkatabi sila, pero hindi ganun ka-importante. So, pwedeng separated sila by a hallway, or there's another room to transition from space number 1 to space number 2. So, parang sinasabi natin dito na, sige, kung kakayanin, kung pwede, pagtabihin mo tong dalawa or tatlong areas na ito. So, that is the second one. The third one is adjacency is unimportant. So, it doesn't matter kung magkatabi sila or hindi. And then, adjacency should be avoided, or the area is restricted. May specific hallway lang or area to transition from a public or space to another. So, that area could be something that is private, or restricted nga yung access. So, titingnan natin yung example natin dito. So, yan yung itsura ng matrix. Makikita natin doon sa left side yung space. For example, this one is for an office building. So, we have the processes here. So, hindi lang siya limited sa room. You can also do this dun sa processes inside the building. For example, may process sila ng product control. And then, if you're going to put it next to purchasing, sabi dito, desirable siya. So, maganda na magkatabi sila. Okay? Pero it's not imperative. Hindi ganun ka-importante. If we're going to look down, if we're going to trace it here, ano yung important na katabi niya? So, makikita nyo dito, importante na malapit siya sa manufacturing information. So, dito, yung linkages niya, to varying degrees, ibig sabihin, essential, malapit na malapit, may direct access, important, pwedeng malapit, as much as possible malapit, parang ganon. Desirable, okay na okay kung magkatabi sila. Unimportant, magkatabi or hindi, doesn't matter. And then prohibited. So, you can use symbols like this. Pwede rin kayong gumamit, pwede kayong mag-color code. So, depende yan sa kung paanong presentation or how you want to present it. Pero you can use symbols like this. Minsan, bawas yan eh. Minsan, adjacent, magkalapit dapat sila, not adjacent, or wala talagang access, or ano. So, it's really up to you kung paano nyo ito ipipresent. So, you can present it this way, na 5 yung degrees ng adjacency niya, or proximity. So, yun, interchangeable na ginagamit yung terms na yung proximity, yung lapit, yung nearness ng isang area to another. So, yan, this is what we can observe here. So, yan yung nakikita natin. Some matrices, what they do is, nililist nila yung rows, and then, meron din silang columns na nakalist sa taas. So, you can also do that, pero ito, this might be easier to do. Okay? So, ngayon na alam na natin yung adjacency matrix. After mo yan gawin, you can proceed to doing the bubble diagram. So, a plan view bubble diagram portrays the desired horizontal relationships between a targeted activity or land use and other programmed uses. So, bubble diagram, usually, idodrawing mo yung layout ng site, more or less kung anong shape ng site, and then, maglalagay ka ng bubbles. So, aside from the bubbles na ang pinoportray niya is activity zones or major uses, or in our case usually kung ano mismo yung name ng room na gusto natin magkakatabi according to the adjacency matrix. Naglalagay din tayo ng pathways or circulation kung paano maa-access itong mga areas na to, which are portrayed as arrows. So here are some examples. So dinrawing niya yung site. So, doon sa upper, itong nasa taas na drawing na to, are just the spaces, and which can also be translated to the site. Importante na kasama na siya din sa site ninyo, para alam natin din yung sizes. Kasi, pag gumawa tayo ng bubble diagram, more or less, we are trying to gauge kung gaano kalaking area ba yung sasakupin nung ano natin, nung room or nung major activity na yon, okay, or yung design requirement. So ina-assign na natin yan, and then the arrows would show kung paanong circulation niya. So dito makikita natin going into the site, going out. This could mean yung entry to the site, and then pointing outwards palabas ng site. So ganun din dito. So hindi naman siya restricted sa shape na kailangan mukha talaga siyang bubble, or kailangan bilog siya, or kailangan square lang siya, o kailangan yun na talaga yung magiging itsura nung or shape nung space na yon kapag tin-translate mo into the plan. So ang relevance kasi nito, makita natin kung ano magkakatabi, alin yung mga areas na may access, pwede kang mag-transfer from one area to another, like this one, from the street, going in and out, pwede. And then, papunta ka ng parking, from the parking, pwede kang pumunta either sa service or to the building. So, meron din ditong accessible din sila sa isa't isa. And then, play field, dito, wherein galing ka sa parking, if you want to go to the play field, you have to pass through the building. Okay? So, basic explanation. And then, this is also translated. This can also be translated to the site. Pwedeng, kung malaki yung area mo, or ang gagawin mo complex, you can zone the areas according to yung major na usage niya or purpose niya. Such as in hospitals, in schools, yan, you can do that. You can do a bubble diagram na pang buong school, and then you can do a bubble diagram for each building. So, yun yung nagiging purpose niya. Lagi ko rin sinasabi, huwag kayong mag-floor plan agad-agad. You have to go through this process. I-appreciate natin itong processes na ito para mas ma-analyze natin siya mabuti. Most of the students I know, diretso na agad sa floor plan, lalagyan na agad ng sukat. Pero when you do the bubble diagram, when you do the adjacency matrix or the proximity matrix before that, it would be much easier to manipulate the spaces, and makikita mo agad what works and what doesn't work. So, doon pa lang sa phase na yon na gumagawa ka pa lang ng schematic, makikita mo na agad kung ano yung pagkakalapit nila, paanong circulation, and you can edit from there. So, and even before tayo mag-proceed sa paggawa ng floor plan, it's really important to go through sketches first, or to do conceptual drawings. Ang sketching kasi, pwede yan, nag-i-exist yan sa architectural drawings. We have 3 phases. Nauuna dyan yung concept or conceptual phase, and then developmental and realization. Realization would mean na-construct na siya. So, maggagawa ka pa rin ng sketch, although very minimal. And then sa developmental, yan na yung gumagawa ka na ng floor plans. Mas precise na yung plans mo. Pero hindi mo pa rin may iwasan na mag-sketch. Pinaka kailangan ang sketching, pinakamadalas yan ginagawa sa conceptual phase muna. Because it's the quickest and simplest way to explain complex ideas. So, I've been to meetings before na, sketches lang talaga. Just getting to know what the client wants, anong spaces yung gusto niya, na magkakatabi. So, yun yung tinatanong ko agad sa meeting, ano po ba yung rooms na gusto ninyong ilagay. And then, pag nagbubble space na, minsan nakikita na natin, ay ma'am, sir, hindi po kasya yung lahat ng rooms na kailangan nyo. We have to make a compromise. Alin dito yung pwede nating i-combine. So, sketching then connects idea to architecture. It's, bago ka magkaroon ng sketch, may idea ka muna, mauuna yung idea. You can't just sketch and have no idea. You can't sketch from nothing. Okay, so you have to have a concept first, a central rationale kung bakit ganun yung design mo, and then you can start sketching. So, may tatlong types of sketches tayong makikita dito, which are conceptual, analytical, and observational. So, conceptual sketches. Ang conceptual sketch, pwedeng abstract, metaphorical, or just a formalized doodle. So, hindi pa talaga yan, solid na concept. Although, minsan may ideas ka na medyo loose. Medyo loose pa yung ideas mo. You're still gathering yung mga concepts that you think will work. And hindi ka pa talaga decided into it. So, pwede kang mag-drawing na agad ng objects, or ang una dyan kasi nakita mo na yung site probably, and nag-start ka na mag-analyze ng site. So, pwede yung kasama yun sa conceptual sketches. And then, the next one, mas detailed ng konti, are analytical sketches. Ang purpose nito, meron ka ng idea, pero gusto mo siyang i-deconstruct. You want to dig deeper into that idea, and gusto mong ma-develop yung idea. So, it's more of, you have an idea, and then hinimay mo yung idea na yon. So, very similar to this. So, meron siyang drawings dito, nakita nyo may sections na siya. So, it's more exploring the details of the idea. And, usually, ito, papunta na to ng developmental phase. Ang susunod naman is observational sketches. This is something different entirely. Kasi, pwedeng umupo ka sa cafe, nakita mo yung ceiling, and you are inspired by it. Pumunta ka somewhere na very historically important. So, gusto mo ma-capture yung idea nung area, or you want to capture yung experience mo mismo. So, una, meron na tayong built environment that already exists that we can study. So, part of that study is, of course, sketching. Nakita ko to somewhere, itong idea na to, which later on, pwede mong i-adapt dun sa design mo. I would like to stress this out. Huwag kayong mag-floor plan agad. So, please follow the design process. And then, in our subject, ang gagawin ko kasi, hindi lang naman floor plans, yun sina-check namin. We're also looking into how you do the site considerations, how you do the user analysis, and all these pre-design activities. Kasi pag ginawa nyo to ng tama, most likely, magiging tama din yung floor plan ninyo, and you would run into less problems later on. So, I encourage you to do that, and to really take these processes at heart, and practice them. So, if you have questions regarding this topic, again, I encourage you to send me a message or interact through our MS Teams channels, and ask questions. If you have ideas or insights about this, just let us know, i-share nyo sa class natin. So, thank you for watching and listening, and I hope to see you in our next lecture.